Hello, fellow crafters. This is Yana Smakula for SimonsSTM.com. Welcome back for another Yippee for Yana video. In this episode, I will show you how to create paper backgrounds for your cards with the help of background stamps and colored cardstock. I call this technique coloring with paper, and if you follow my YouTube channel, you might have already seen a variation of this done with dies instead of stamps. So while I'm only featuring a stamp for the cards that I'm sharing today, this technique can also be applied and used with your favorite dies. I'm working with Simon's Waves background stamp. I just love this abstract waves look, and I'm also using a lot of different cardstock colors from my stash. You can really go to town here and give all of your colored cardstock a good workout. And what's even better, you can use all of your cardstock scraps. I'm using full sheets of cardstock, and by full I actually mean paper that is cut to A2 size, A2 card size, so 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. But this is also a great way to utilize any colored cardstock scraps we all have laying around in our craft rooms. While I'm chatting, I'm also showing you several colored cardstock combos that I've already picked and pre-planned for my projects. I'm going to stamp the Waves background in black ink on each of them to color my future scenes, and for this, I'm using my MISTI stamping tool to save time stamping, as this is going to be a lot of stamping. Once you've stamped the backgrounds, it's time to cut them up. This is the most time-consuming part, but it's also the most rewarding part of the process. I simply follow the black stamped lines to cut out parts of the background to color my scenes. Here I started with a light green background and added 2 panels of light blue at the top to represent the sky. Doesn't this already look fun and different? Next, I cut up several panels of darker green and also a panel of craft to make hills and also to create roads on the panel. The craft paper here represents a road. Very unexpected, isn't it? Next, I figured why not add a lake? Use a piece of blue cardstock again and make a body of water. It could be a river, could be a pond, it could be a lake, whatever you want it to be. Just keep adding layers and layers of paper until you complete the scene. Once you're happy with the arrangement, use your favorite adhesive and stick all of those pieces of paper down to secure them in place. For some of my panels, I used glue, and then for other panels, I've used double-sided adhesive. It doesn't matter what you use, just use whatever you're most comfortable with. I also felt like I needed to add a cloud here, so I made one using white cardstock, and my background is complete. I made 4 various backgrounds for my cards using these stamped panels and various color combinations. I suppose one could say this is a new spin on the old paper piecing technique, although this is more layering the paper than piecing it together in a traditional sense of the way. If you don't have this exact background stamp, but would like to try this technique with another stamp from your stash, try to look for something that would make an abstract scene and would be easy to cut out using scissors. We're doing a lot of fussy cutting here, so don't pick anything too detailed or you just won't be able to cut it all up. I love this waves background because while it was meant to be used for waves on a card, these lines can represent so many other different things in your project. When I'm looking at this stamp set, I picture 2 things: water and ground. For water, I see beautiful waves, of course, but I also see a seashore, a tropical island, a shoreline, and I also see clouds and sky. When I picture ground, I see hills in the summer. I see blooming fields in the spring. I see gorgeous sunsets in the tropics. Try and imagine this background, not just done in blue, but in other colors. What do you see? You know what? I think it would even make a fantastic holiday card. Just make your hills white or light blue to look like snow. Here's a look at the bare backgrounds I made. First up, we have water, island, and sky, with water at the bottom, island towards the top, and a bit of sky at the very top. Next one is cloudy sky and blooming fields. There's that one white cloud and several fields, all done in different shades of green and yellow. Next one is the one with a sky, hills, and lake, and those craft country roads. And the final background is probably my favorite. By the way, let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. So this one features a sunset in those gorgeous tropical colors. And I also added a big sun here, represented by a big yellow die cut. Now from here, you can dress up these any way you like, including leaving them blank as is and just adding a sentiment. I did some simple stamping and coloring to turn these into cards. For the sunset card, I stamped a sentiment that reads, "Your light shines from within, stay strong." It comes from Simon's Your Light stamp set. By the way, all of the supplies I'm using today are listed in the video description below, as always. Next, I stamped seagulls in the sky portion of the background, and that was pretty much it for this card. I just added some pretty sequins from Simon and called it done. For my card number 2, I stamped Sending Hugs. It comes from Simon's Sketched Flowers stamp set. And then I added in flowers using my Sakura pens in various sizes. So I just added simple white dots and again embellished this card with pretty sequins. For the other 2 cards, I did some stamping, coloring, and die cutting. My C card was finished with the help of an image of a lighthouse and a sailboat from the Your Light stamp set, and a sentiment that reads, "Let your dreams set sail." And of course, more sequins. The card with the lake was turned into a tropical resort with the help of the palm trees and hot burning sun from the Surf's Up stamp set. Of course, I added some seagulls in the sky and more sequins to dress the card up. I hope you will give this coloring approach a try. If you do make a card inspired by this video, we'd love it if you shared your project online and tagged us on social media. We always enjoy seeing what you guys are making. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet done so. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Bye!